Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone, depending on when or where you're watching from. This is Alex Tomaszewska, your confidence coach, and today I will be interviewing Angela Gower-Johnson about a very, very powerful process, and she's going to take us through that process. So first of all, a little bit of introduction, and then I'll tell you what it's all about. So Angela, since early age, has been gifted with an ability to perceive people's energy and thoughts. And today she provides coaching and consulting services to entrepreneurs, coaches, and artists who are eager to embark on their own quest for their ultimate dream. And Angela has spent years learning from Native Americans about the various processes and rituals. And today she's going to share with us something very, very powerful that helped me in my personal journey tremendously. It's going to be the process of grounding. Angela, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us here today. I'm very excited about this.
Thank you. It's my absolute pleasure, and thank you for having me.
So when we met, I was at quite a low place. I had started my coaching business, and it wasn't where I wanted it to be. It wasn't growing as quickly as I wanted it to grow, and I lost a lot of confidence because of that. And then you offered me help. And back then, I'm an engineer, so all the energy, spiritual, woo-woo stuff, everything was new to me. And so I was looking at it as, I'm just going to try this. Okay, I'm just going to try this. And so the first time I did this process on myself, when you sent me the recording, I didn't, like fully embrace it. I didn't fully understand how powerful and important it is. And yet that first time, it already gave me tremendous confidence. And at first I was listening to it like twice a day for just a couple of days. And then I didn't have to do that anymore. So it's very, very powerful, and it helps you regain the confidence in your business, helps you regain balance. And so we're going to find out when you can use this process in your business, and then Angela is going to take us through the process. But I'd like to start with a little bit of a backstory. So tell me, how come you started to learn from Native Americans?
All right, well, I'll try and make this huge epic story really tiny. I'd been practicing an active form of Buddhism for over 10 years, and I found that my natural ability to hear people's most inner thoughts was really coming out, and I didn't know what to do with that information. And I was having these physical experiences of magic being real in this world. And although the Buddhist scriptures were talking about that, a lot of the people, well, almost everyone around me was not having that kind of experience. And I knew that I needed something else. I needed support in what was going on. So I threw myself into this really intense daily practice of chanting for 3 hours a day. And then I would do an hour of what I then learned was a form of trance dance that I've just naturally been doing since I was about 6 years old, where I can absolutely lose myself and kind of transport myself to almost like another state world, but it's just another state of being where I can get information. And really early on, I knew that it was some kind of natives that I was connecting with when I was dancing. But within a relatively short period of time of putting this intent out, I learned that it was Native Americans. And then I learned the place that I needed to go to was Lake Tahoe. So I spent 9 months doing this daily practice to get me the courage to just get on a plane and go. And in doing so, I had to give up everything pretty much. It was the breakdown of my marriage because my husband was convinced that I was crazy and he didn't understand it and he just wasn't supportive. And I thought, well, I can't spend my life with a man that's like that. I lost my best friend, who was also my business partner. We were doing a dinosaur bone jewelry company, and she just said, if you go, not only will I not be your friend, you're fired. And I went not knowing anyone, not having read any articles, not knowing of anyone there. I just went on what I'd received from doing these spiritual practices, you know, for 4 hours every day for 9 months. And it was terrifying when I was there. I got a rental car. I'd never driven in America because I'd learned how to drive in the UK. But I made it there. And once I was in Lake Tahoe, it was, you know, the terror really sunk in. And I remember looking at the steering wheel and seeing my hands and my knuckles, and I thought, oh wow, that's what white knuckles means, because my hands were literally white and I was just shaking because I was so scared. I just, you know, flown across the world, it felt like, and left all this stuff behind, including 2 young children under the age of 4, and didn't know where I was going. I had no hotel booked. I had no contacts there. I knew absolutely no one or anything apart from this information I got from Spirit. But luckily, I was drawn to this parking lot in this bookstore where I went in, and there was a Native American woman behind the counter, and there was a man there, and he turned around and looked at me, and then he turned back to her and he said, she's come for you. And it turns out that she was part of this very small elite group that was training under one Native American medicine man who had left the reservation because he was willing to teach white people the native skills that he'd learned in becoming a medicine man. And not only that, he traveled around the world for decades, training with any native people that he could find that actually did real medicine, whether it was herbs or spiritual work or energy work or anything to do with healing, philosophy, or spirituality. He trained with them until he had all of that information, and he would share information as well. And he was just looking for the purest, truest way of doing healing, of connecting with spirit, and living life as a medicine man. And then he came back to his reservation and said, well, look, I've gathered all of this information and I want to teach. And they said, well, if you're going to teach white people, you have to leave. You can't do that here, and you can't work with us. So he said, okay. So he sent out an energetic marketing invitation to people, and I received it. I was just 9 months late. So
Wow.
the person that I met,
That sounds cool.
Bonnie, she took me under her wings and she caught me up to the class, to everything that was going on. And then eventually other people would as well. But she was like my spirit sister, and she really helped me to get caught up. But I think, you know, it was just an amazing experience because we'd all been brought together to learn this information and to then be able to teach other people on how to live your life more like a medicine person, and to be able to connect really deeply to spirit and to know how to heal and to do energy work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's an incredible story. Thank you. Thank you for sharing so generously. So let's go a little bit into the ritual process we were just discussing before the interview. How to call this. So when
Practice. I call it a practice.
practice, right? Practice. I like that word. So when can it be useful for an entrepreneur? At what times should we reach out to the cupboard of tools and use this one tool? At what times is it most useful? What can we achieve through it?
Okay, well, you can achieve so many levels of things that it's ridiculous, because it's actually the first step. So in that group that I was in, I had the amazing fortune of being with medicine people from other tribes. So there was 3 other medicine people from different tribes, and we were all sharing information. And the grounding and protection is the first native tool that is taught. And it's taught from between the ages of 4 and 6 years old, and it is practiced from sun up to sundown for 4 to 6 years. And that was like across the board. That was, the foundation of what these medicine people trained in. I would say that you should never not be grounded. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Firstly, when you're grounded, it means that you are in alpha brainwaves. Alpha is the first meditative state. When people think about that, sometimes they think, oh, that's really woo-woo. You want me to, go sit on top of a mountain and drink my own pee and, hope that, the universe provides me with everything. Well, that is furthest from the truth. In the native culture, everyone's very, very physical, very active, very proactive. It's just done from a place of intuition and connection, as opposed to beta brain waves, which the Lipan Apache called land of the living dead. And they say you should get the hell out of there and never return. So when you're in alpha, you are free from everything that is logical mind. Beta, which is the criticism, the self-doubt, the fear, the stress. It's also survival mode. The other way to look at beta is survival mode. If you're looking for quantum leaps, if you're looking to, send a newsletter or an email out to your list, and you want to get phenomenal results, you want to, have people opting in and, accepting your call to action, you need to be an alpha. Because if you want, to get like a 90% on that, you have to be an alpha. You can't be in a survival mode where you've got this inner voice criticizing you and saying, oh, well, you shouldn't have sent it yet, or you should have, prepped more, or you could have done this, or you could have done that,
This isn't
or
good enough.
you're not good enough. Why would anyone hire you in the first place? Your prices are too high. Your offer isn't clear. This is all beta stuff. Like, all that negative stuff is beta. And you do want to get the hell out of there and never return. I mean, you just do, because your success is based on your mindset. And it just follows the law of attraction. So you want to be an alpha, and you want to be an alpha as much as possible. So we fluctuate in and out of alpha all the time. If you're listening to a song that you love and you're singing along to it and you kind of lose yourself for a bit, that's you popping into alpha. And then if you get stressed or annoyed because someone cuts you off in traffic, then that's you getting into beta. So we flow in and out of it naturally, because that's what, our world and society has trained us to be in. So what I do is I actually train people in how to get into alpha first, and then they can start getting amazing results in their business, because that's where they have the clarity. That's where they can communicate with their business. They know what their business needs, and they can follow the energy of their business and get amazing results with doing just really simple tasks. And, that's what my clients do all the time. I get them into alpha. I train them into how to get into alpha. I train them to notice what their blocks are. I help them remove their blocks, and then it's their job to follow the intuition and to stay in alpha so they have it. And then they get crazy results in their business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That is incredible, and it works like a charm. Absolutely brilliant, brilliant stuff. So now we can get into the actual, what do we call it? Not procedure?
I call it practice because
Practice.
it's something that you have to practice. Like I spent 4 years mastering it. It took me 4 years to really get the hang of it, to where I was like, okay, I can just do this now naturally. It's just a natural state of being for me. Whereas before, being in beta all the time was my natural state of being. Well, not all the time, because as I say, we fluctuate and flow in and out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, I have one more question before we start. So, why is it important that it comes from that land, the America? There is some special type of energy there, as far as I know.
I have no idea. What I know from learning, because I was actually in England when I started the journey with the Native Americans, is that the energy in England and in Europe, in a lot of places, but especially in England, is a lot denser. When you go to America, and although there is history, the energy isn't as dense, because it was only once the white people got there that there was a lot of heaviness to it. So energy work in America is a lot easier to do. But having mastered it in England, I can go anywhere and do energy work, and it's so much easier.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That makes sense. We arrived there late. We spoiled the land late. Brilliant.
Yeah. So yeah, it's I don't think that there's a reason why it's so powerful, apart from it is ancient, and the Native Americans just kept that, their culture, for longer, and it's just an ancient practice. I mean, that's all it is. It's an ancient practice, and I've learned many, many, many forms of grounding, but this is by far the most powerful and most effective one. For me, it was a game changer. It was a huge game changer. It just allowed me to have more control of my space and my surroundings. So everyone's going to have a different experience of it. One of my clients, the first time she did it, she said it felt like she was showered with peace, and that peace never ever really completely left. I mean, she still has, you know, life and challenges and obstacles, but a level of peace that washed over her that never absolutely fully left was her gift from this. There's a freelance marketer that I worked with, a male, and he said that it absolutely created these energetic boundaries with his overbearing mother. So you'd be like, well, how is that going to affect my business? Well, it's amazing how that could affect your business, because imagine being, you know, a fully grown person, which you probably are if you're watching this, and having an overbearing mother that doesn't give you space. That energy is going to have a knock-on effect in your business, because you're never going to fully feel like you are in control when you have someone else that's really important to you controlling you, or at least trying to.
Yes, absolutely. And a lot of people who come to me, they have no boundaries with their children as well. And when you change your energy within, you know, from one session to the other within a week, there's a tremendous change in the children's behavior once you just calm the chaos, basically. Just calm the chaos and change your own energy. All right, so let's get into the practice. We have about 15 minutes. Are we ready? Are you ready to take us through the practice? Yes, fantastic.
Yeah, perfect.
Bring
All right,
it.
so just a little admin here. This is absolutely an eyes closed process. please refrain from using any kind of heavy machinery or driving while listening to this. So we're going to start with a bit of shamanic breathing. And the shamanic breathing that I teach is breathing in through the mouth. I know it sounds counterintuitive, and then exhaling through the nose. So breathing in through the mouth. And holding it and exhaling through the nose. Do your best to do some really deep, deep breaths, breathing in all the goodness and possibilities and magic and beauty through the mouth. And holding it. And exhaling any stress, any resistance, any negativity through the nose. Just doing that once again. And if you like, you can continue to do that breathing or just breathe normally. Just listen to the sound of my voice and allow my voice to be a source of comfort, safety. And we're just going to go on this little journey together. I'd like you to imagine that you're out in nature. And we're just going to take a little walk. We're going to take a walk to your sacred healing place. But first, we need to start our journey. And as you breathe, you can exhale and release any stiffness, any stress. So at the start of the journey, you should have a landmark at the beginning. It could be a simple sign that says start. It could be a special tree, rock, whatever's real for you. Just have something be there, the start of a path that lets you know that this is the path to your sacred healing place. And I'd like you to start walking on that path, and my voice will go with you. And on that path, there's patches of sun. And as you walk into a patch of sun, you can feel the warmth of the sun on your skin. It's just a gentle warmth. And then there's places of shade, and there's a little bit of a coolness there that you can feel as you pass through the shade. And as you walk, you're walking between those patches of sun where there's warmth. And that warmth can be deeply comforting. And then the shade with the coolness that might soften any pain, any resistance. And up ahead and to the right, there's some steps going down, and those two are in sun and shade. And you take the steps down, and as you take each step, your muscles are able to relax more deeply now, to just soften. Any tension is now starting to turn into liquid. It's just melting and melting away, melting down and into the ground. As you focus on the sound of my voice, you can soften a little bit more as you go down and down and down. And at the bottom of the steps and in front of you a bit is an arch. And that arch can shift and change, but it's most likely made from something natural like stone or vines. And there's a deep feeling inside of you that on the other side of that arch is something magical and powerful for you. Something that you've been looking for, that you've been longing for. Something that deep down inside you knew was possible. And I'd like you to start walking to that arch. As you walk towards that arch, I'd like there to be a little bubbling of inner joy and excitement. Maybe even a smile starts to form on your mouth. But there's definitely an inner smile of joy as the fun is about to begin. So getting to your arch, there you go. And then stepping through. There's a vast land there that's all yours. You might find that this innocent, childhood-like sense of excitement, fun, and adventure surrounds you and builds up inside of you. This is a place of nature, your birthright from the natives, a gift for you. And in this place right here, there might be animals, or more specifically, your power animal. The animal that is designated for you for this lifetime to support you in your happiness, your growth, your protection. That animal will present itself to you and give you a message. It comforts you, it supports you in being the amazing, beautiful being that you are. I'd like you to start walking ahead of you as there's a designated area that you can see. Maybe it's marked by a row of trees. You feel drawn to it. It's your sacred healing place. And as you get closer, you see a sacred fire. It's an ancient sacred fire. A place that over many lifetimes you would have sat in front of it. become one with nature, become one with spirit, with whatever higher power you believe in. And I'd like you to just take a moment to sit in front of that sacred fire. And there's a very, very simple native prayer that you can say, which is, "You know my heart." It's as simple as that. You know my heart. And I'd like you to say that, the sacred place in front of your sacred fire, maybe even looking into your sacred fire, speaking to everything that you believe in and love, and just say, "You know my heart." There you go. Well done. We're going to get up now and go to your grounding area. This is a clear area. The ground is soft and inviting, and there's a warmth that's combined with coolness. And I'd like you to maybe take your socks and shoes off. Just have bare feet and feel the fine, velvety earth that's both warm and yet in places it's cool. It's the absolute best temperature and feeling. That's right. So inviting, so comforting. And as you're wiggling your toes in this silky, soft, inviting earth, I'd like your toes to just start getting deeper into it. So you're wiggling and getting deeper into that earth. And it's okay, it's inviting. And the deeper you go, the better you feel. We're going to go all the way down to your solar plexus, your chest. And you can go as quickly or as softly, slowly as you'd like to go, but being aware of the cool, the warm power. And as you become one with that earth, as you're safely, comfortably going down, up in the sky, there's a huge gold sphere, a ball of bright, intense gold light. And allow that to come down and go all around you. It's huge, super bright like the sun, gold sphere, the light of Creator. And as it surrounds you, you can feel the warmth of it like a warm shower, warm, dry shower on your skin. And it'll clear out everything and anything in your space that distracted you, that kept you in beta. Any of the external voices and energies that held you back, that distracted you, that kept you from feeling safe, they're being washed away. And be aware of your feet, of your toes. Your body is becoming more elasticated now. And your toes are being attracted to the core magnet, center of the earth, where they will attach firmly, comfortably, securely. And on the way down, you might wrap around boulders, roots. Be aware of what it feels like in the earth. The coolness, the warmness, any smells, any sounds, any sights. Anything you can feel, hear, taste, know, or see. And as that gold sphere completely surrounds you, allow an eagle to fly down and rest on top of it. The spirit animal that will help you with your communication with Creator, the universe, God, the collective consciousness, and also protect you, provide healing on a greater spiritual level. Any spiritual, energetic healing that you need will come from this gold sphere of Creator and the eagle. As you go deeper down into the earth, you can feel a rumbling, and there's a little bit of excitement. And in the distance, you see this massive wolf coming towards you. And the wolf represents loyalty, deep friendship and connection, family. And it's another one of your protectors. It can eat anything that's scary or worrying. And it comes and it sits by you. And you might find that an even greater level of safety and comfort grows inside of you, and it's just natural now. And in the distance, there's a big bear that's coming towards you, a big brown bear. And this, again, is a healer, a protector. Someone to teach you about self-healing, or allow you to heal your own body. Physical healer, protector, teacher, guide. And it comes and lies down on your other side. Allow your toes to get closer to that magnet in the core, the earth. Be aware of the gold sphere and the warmth on your skin, the spiritual, energetic healing, the space around your body. Being free of everything that wasn't yours. You might be aware of a gentle sucking or hoovering pulsation of the earth as the earth's healing starts. pulling out anything in your body, your physical body, that no longer serves you. And a coyote comes and it prances around the perimeter of your gold sphere, bringing playfulness, adventure, protection. Being able to have fun. And the ability to learn deeper lessons. Allow your feet to get to that core magnet. And your body to sink all the way down to your solar plexus. And if you need more grounding or deeper healing, you can go all the way down deep until your chin touches the earth. And you can bring your loved ones here to your sacred, grounding, healing place and invite them to feel the sacred earth, the soft, silky, warm coolness with their feet, with their toes, and to wiggle down into the earth inside of your gold sphere, having the light of Creator wash anything away from their space, and for the earth to gently suck out and hoover anything that needs healing and removal. So in a minute, I'm going to bring you back. But I invite you to practice this as much as possible. The more you do it, the more you will receive. I'd like you to just take your awareness down deep. I invite your spirit, your unconscious mind, to make the changes you've been asking for. If you're using this as a nighttime process to go to sleep and to have a deep, deep healing, I'd like you to dive down deeper still and allow your unconscious mind to find the blocks, the things that have stopped you in the past, to make the changes that you've been asking for, so that when you wake up fully with more awareness, with more access to joy, with more comfort, with way more clarity. And the confidence and knowledge that you are amazing and wonderful, and that you are enough. You're valuable, you're loved, you matter. So if you're going to sleep, allow yourself to go down deeper, deeper still, feeling and knowing that you are valuable and loved, and that you matter. You are of great importance. That's right. And when you wake up, you will wake up refreshed with way, way more clarity. And the next part is only if now is the time to wake up. 5. Tonight, as you sleep and dream, doing this process 5 times and 5 times more. 4. Every time you do this process, mastering it more and more. 3. Locking in all of the changes. 2. Feeling different already. 1. If now is the time to wake up, open your eyes, wide awake, refreshed, better than you were before. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Yay!
Time to wake up. Oh, thank you so much for that. You know, just the shamanic breathing, it gets me so relaxed. I almost like collapsed in the beginning.
Yeah,
Wait.
yeah, it's so powerful.
Yes, yes, yes. All right. I want to leave our viewers in this state of mind. So the last thing that I want to ask you, I know you have a free gift for our audience. Tell us a little bit about that. The link to that is going to be in the comments. So what is the gift?
It is the Manifestation Mastery Manual, and what it will do is it'll take you through how to do this process. Because when I work with clients, I ask them to actually take a minute 4 to 6 times a day out of their day to just do this process, to just ground themselves, to, you know, get themselves into alpha and into clarity and intuition, and to function from there. And then there's other steps, because there are 9 real steps that I take my clients through. So after the decades of working with people, I've accumulated a list of the blocks that in business and in life that we have, that we struggle with. And I troubleshoot them, and I've designed these practices and processes to get you out of that. And that's my gift, is those 9 steps that are so powerful and effective of, getting you into alpha and creating your ultimate dream.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for this, Angela. We're going to finish now and continue to, this is actually the weekend, so we're going to continue into the weekend.
Yay!
This is Angela Gower-Johnson and Alex Tomaszewska, wishing you all a great day. Bye.
Bye.